Okay, so hi, welcome to vlog number 40, and in this vlog I'm going to explain some of the music equipment I use to produce the production on my music channel. So here's the TV, it's the hockey game playing. But back to my music production. So the first thing I have is my guitar. And it's a red guitar. It's a red guitar. Nice dark and red. And I heard it's a Les Paul. It's not a Stratocaster, so it's not like like a super fast hardcore electric guitar. You know, it's more like a smooth mellow guitar. And that's because it has, so it's got the standard, you know, these thingies on the along the neck. But what's special about this one is you can see it's got 4 pickups, and what those do is they change the sound where it can be picked up over here or it can be picked up over here, and that changes the tone, so it sounds more like do or dee do, and it's very nice rhythm, blues, jazz, you know, mellow guitar. That's what a Gibson Les Paul is. You can see it has this little switch right here, switcheroo, between treble and rhythm. So it says rhythm, and does that say treble? That says treble. So treble and rhythm. And what that does is it switches between this pickup and this pickup, or something like that. And it's got these 4 knobs, and those 4 knobs change the volume of the high strings versus the low strings, and they change the tone. So whether you go D or do, but all around it's a nice guitar that goes more do than D. You know, it doesn't go D D D D like the classic super fast electric guitar, which is called a Stratocaster. This is a Gibson Les Paul, and it goes more do 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 do, like a rhythm, bass, you know, jazz, smooth, mellow tone. Very dark and mellow. And this thing is curved up here. You can see the shape of the guitar. This thing right here is not a cutaway. It's more curved, so you can tell that's what a Gibson Les Paul is. So that's the guitar. It's my first and only electric guitar, and it's also my favorite one. So that's this one. I use a medium pick, you know, just whatever, medium, whatever. Yeah. And I plug it into, so let's put the guitar back. And I have this cool little rose strappy strap. Now I have this amp. There's Ronaldo. And I have this amp cube. It's a small little pocket amp, but it's very nice. You see the knobs here. It's got gain, volume, and then some EQ between bass, middle, treble, and effect, which is a delay or a reverb. So it's got a reverb, it's got a delay, it's got EQ, bass, middle, high, and it's got volume and drive, or volume and gain, you know. And it's like $100 or $50 or something like that. Oh, it's also got these little buttons here. Oops, sorry about that. So it can go between clean, punch, or lead. So clean guitar, punchy guitar, or a lead, which was that little scraping, which is like a lead guitar. So it can turn my bass guitar into a lead guitar. But I never use that. I just use it as a nice little amplifier with with some bass boosted, treble really high boosted, because I got a mellow guitar, so I boost the treble a ton. And yeah, just some gain, some volume, and not a lot of middle, EQ, no middle EQ, a bit of bass, and a lot of treble boosted. And that's this nice little amplifier. It's very good, and I don't go loud on it. The volume is at like 30%, not even 20%, 20% volume for all my videos. Then I have this guitar. Everybody knows this guitar. This guitar is the this guitar you know, this guitar is my nylon guitar. I had it for like how many years now? 12, 13, no more, 15, 16 years. 16 years is my favorite nylon guitar. So that's my nylon guitar. Then I have I have these headphones. These headphones for when I record my songs. I like to listen in these headphones. It's also the only thing that works on my computer. I got this microphone with this filter thingy. I got this thing, which is the audio interface to connect it to the computer. So that connects it to the computer. So I got the metal guitar. I got the nylon guitar. I got the stuff to connect my stuff to the computer. I got the amplifier. And then the last thing I have is these really cool things. They're expensive. They're $500 a piece. I have this one. That's the loop pedal. You see it's on number 68. 68. And that's the songs I have recorded. So what you do is you press this pedal to record, and then this one to stop, and then you press this one to... You press this pedal to loop again. So you loop, stop, loop, play, and then you also got rhythm, which adds like some drums to it. So when I record the background beat, the background track, someone I think mentioned a comment on my channel, what do I use to record the background beat? It's a Bose. So both of these, this guy and this guy, are Bose. So Bose and Bose. So they're Bose, and so one's a loop pedal. Got $500, but it's got 100 banks on it, so you record 100 songs. And this one works on batteries, and it's so cool, man. It's the what do you call it? The effects pedal. So instead of like having one pedal for reverb, one pedal for delay, I'll tell you with this one, it's got all of them. So it's got a preamp, which is just like some gains. So it's got drive, lead, crunch, punch, combo, gain, and it's got some EQs on there. So it's got some EQs, bass, treble, middle, and that's the preamp. Then number 2 is the EQ. So it's got EQ, bass, middle, treble again, another EQ. Then it's got a reverb. So we got the preamp, bass, crunch, drive, whatever, EQ, reverb, and then we got a compressor. And every single setting has, like, you see how many knobs there are? See how many knobs there are? This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So each knob can turn to like 10 different settings. So for the compressor, we have octave up, wah wah down, wah wah up, compressor, compressor, slow compressor, I don't know, hum, solo, and then you got attack, sustain, whatever. You got so much options. You see that? This one is over distortion. So that's distortion. That's modulation. So, you know, pitch up, pitch down. This one's delay. And these buttons, so, you know, so if I go like this manual and I go like boom, include that, include that, include that. So I go like, see, it turns on and off these things. So you see, and you play it with your foot. So you go like this one, this one, this one. That's if you do them manually. If you do them through memory, you just select a bank. So it's on bank 7. So I go up to bank 8, and I was using bank 2, 3, 4. Bank 9, number 1, 2, 3, 4. And each one of these lights up for a different setting I created. So let's go back to the one I was using before, 8, 2. So you see, it's really cool. You can switch through. You save them to banks. There's 9 banks, and there's 4 channels on each bank. So that's 36 total settings you can save. And each one you spend like half an hour, 20 minutes perfecting the setting. So adding the reverb, the compression, the distortion, the delay, the phase, the preamp. You know, you add all these effects to it. Only thing bad about it, so this one's also $500. It's so cool. Then you got the pedal right here, which increases or decreases the overall. This is the pedal right here, and it could be like a wah wah pedal or a freeze. I don't know, whatever. Basically, it just turns the sound on and off. So you can, as you're playing, you don't have to turn a knob, you know. You can just step on the pedal and release the pedal how much level of sound you want. So it's very cool. So many effects. The only thing is, all the effects kind of sound, I don't know if it's because of my guitar, or I don't know how to make a variety of effects. They all kinds of sound the same tone. So there's no really knob for tone, is there? One sec. Yeah, there's no knob for tone. Actually, there is. So the distortion has tone. I mean, there is tone. The distortion has tone. So it's got a change of tone, but
I think experience is one thing in that room. You guys understand how to do it and play the right way, and you know,
yeah. So that's my setup. I got the pedals, the effects pedals, the loop pedals, the 2 guitars, the audio interfaces to connect, and the microphone to connect to the computer, and the amp, and that's about it. That's all you really need. If you're an acoustic guitar player, or a singer, or an electric guitar player, and you can create all sorts of music. You can create original sounds, you can create loop sounds, you can improvise. A lot of improvisation is what I do, so this suits my style. You got the different effects pedals, you can play with the tones and the sounds coming out of your amp, your gear. I also got this mic. That's the mic I use for just singing, not connected to the computer. So I got one mic connected to the computer, the other mic connected to just the amp for singing. And on the computer you can get Pro Tools or some kind of software, which is usually free. If it's not free, you can get the individual person one, which is like $80 or something for a year. And in those 80 bucks, you can create any song you want. You can create any song. You have all the effects you need. You have all the basic software, the metronome, um, the tempo, the layout, the grid layout, the saving tracks, multiple inputs, Midi tracks, audio tracks, auxiliary tracks. You have everything you need for like 80 bucks. Versus if you get like the studio production one, it's like $1,000. But you don't need it. You just need the individual one for 80 bucks. And for 1 year, you can create anything you want. If you're just one guy making it, and you have your guitar, you have your effects pedals, you have effects on the computer, you have a microphone, you have an interface to connect it to the computer. It's not that expensive. It's like not that expensive. It's like $100 a piece. And yeah, you don't even need these. Those are for live music. For live, if you connect it to the amp. So if you connect it to the amp, then you use that live stuff. Yeah, but if you and then that's my setup. Um, that's my setup. Um, and yeah. Um, yeah, so I make a lot of music. I make like nylon guitar, improvisation, beats, electric guitar, vocals with 2 microphones, effects, pedals, amplifiers, um, songs on the computer where I use different. I use this. Oh, I have this thing too. I have this thingy too. So that thing was like 80 bucks only, and it's got a drum pad, drum machine, and a keyboard, and it's got like 100 different tracks on it, so you could change between 100 different drums, 100 different synthesizers, pianos, trumpets, whatever you want, and you just play it on that little thing, and you plug it into the computer. You gotta plug it into the computer, I believe. Yeah, it's like a USB plug. So that's a USB plug, and and uh, and then you have a piano as well. You have a piano and a drum machine as well. So you have a piano and a drum machine, and then you're like a one-man band. You have everything you need to be a musician. So yeah, that was my little setup. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it entertaining and educative. And join me next time when we do part 2 about Studio Nick. And yeah, bye. Bye-bye.